What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the RTG Career Mode. It's episode number 61. Right, enough feeling sorry for ourselves, man. It's been a really tough first half of the season. We're now out of both domestic cup competitions, but today we're turning it around and we're kick-starting the season and we're starting right here. First game of many today. We'll wrap up the Champions League phase as well, but this is the Premier League. Aston Villa away at Villa Park as we try and get back in this title race. Come on, the Pilgrims. As we close the episode out in the last one, I was saying how, you know, not everyone gets the fairy tale ending, and as morbid as that sounds, it is an unfortunate part of life. You do learn that some people never really got their happy ever after, unfortunately. And for Plymouth, it's looking quite probable as James Trafford makes the early save on Robert Barr. Yeah, it's still salvageable this season, of course it is. Still a long way to go, but I think in order to do it, we've got to either retain the Premier League or win the Champions League. Don't have to do both, but we can't end trophyless. That would be a nightmare. There's about bowls out to Morgs, who's been balling out recently. Uwono gives it him back. Whittaker to Kante with Uwono out wide. Wood in the middle. Really well done. Excellent build-up from Plymouth. The question is, can we finish it? Oh yeah, Ibrahim Kante with the opener. Great build-up, great finish, Plymouth lead. Now can we hold on to it? Because defensively, recently, we have been awful. In our last 9 fixtures in all competitions, we have conceded 3 goals in 4 of them. I mean, that is absolutely shambolic. And I know sometimes I can be accused of being a little hyperbolic, as we said a couple of times in the recent episodes, but there's nothing hyperbole about that. I can never pronounce that word. That's embarrassing. 4 games in our last 9, we've conceded 3 goals in. You can't win championships playing like that. Well, that was much better. Much better on both ends of the pitch as well. Much more clinical in front of goal, taking our chances, and defensively as well. Didn't give Aston Villa a sniff. Can't make excuses. I just haven't played well enough this season. But now, let's get back on track. And as we see that Jason Knight has agreed to join Leicester on a free for next season. Little does he know he won't get the chance to play there because we're ending the season after this save. Following contest, let's get back-to-back wins here as we aim to get back on track. Away in North London, taking on Spurs. They just beat us 3-1 in Devon, so now it's time for revenge. Big win at Villa Park. We've got to follow on here. Come on, the Pilgrims. Yeah, plenty of time to get back in this title race. I mean, we've literally only just began the second half of the season, so lots and lots of time remaining. But again, you've got to win consistently to get back in this race, because if you start dropping points regularly, those teams above, they're going to capitalise on that. As Taylor needs to be stronger in the tackle. Come on, mate. I bemoan how weak tackling is in FC sometimes. If you put your foot in like that, come out with the ball or at least deflect it far enough away. You can't just and just hope that's enough. It's not enough. It's not. You've got to be stronger than that, son. It's just the Premier League. Even if it was non-league, that's not strong enough. You know what? That's what I'm going to start doing when I see one of my players make a tackle like that. I'm going to mock him. I'm going to start mocking him for being so passive. Like, come on. My dad was like an absolute killer for me when I was younger. He literally was just so hard in his parenting, and I think nowadays his parenting could probably be bordering on the abusive in 2025 if it was happening nowadays. But there's things he used to do to me which kind of stopped me from repeating it in the future. I guess they did kind of scar me a little bit. And one of the things, like when I used to get upset as a kid, because you know I'm a kid, and I'd start to whimper, about to cry, I still remember it. He would literally like look at me dead in the eyes and like mock cry like that, and it literally like got to a point where I was like, I'm not gonna cry again. Like I can't have him making that sound now. So now when I start to get emotional, and through therapy, I've started to allow my emotions to come out a little bit more in recent years, but it still is a bit of a challenge sometimes to cry, because when I'm feeling a bit upset, I'll hear my dad's voice and I'll see the face he used to make, scrunching his face in a mock way. But it kind of stopped me from doing it again as a kid, you know, getting so upset. And I don't know why I'm telling this story, really. I guess what I was trying to say is if I start making those sort of like passive noises, maybe Taylor will start tackling like that. Corner taken short, and Barr going to dink this one actually to the centre. Kante! just about squeezed it in. We know headers have been somewhat nerfed, but they still work on occasion. Ibrahim nods it into the turf and into the top corner. That's a big boy header and a big goal. Oh, no. Taylor beaten again. I'm not going to make the noise, but... Agrizabala couldn't bail me out. Spurs make it 2-2. I would bet this is had a shocker. To be fair, whilst I was unlucky for that first goal, that second one is definitely on me. I'm taking accountability for that. Can't blame Taylor for that one. Just really poor positioning from yours truly. Great to get the clean sheet at Villa Park and then brought right back down to earth in the following game, shipping 2 in North London. Should have held on to that. 2 points dropped. Still feeling very confident returning to winning ways in this one because our record in Europe is nothing short of spectacular. Really won every single game apart from one and not tasted defeat yet. Next up, Borussia Dortmund, where I think all we need is 1 point in our final 2 games to guarantee a top 8 place. Let's get it here in Devon. Come on, Pilgrims. Last point on this, by the way. You know, recently I've been talking about football films and how I mentioned before When Saturday Comes is my favourite, and I can't watch it without crying. The reason why is because my dad is the spitting image of the dad in that film. I mean, quite literally, it's uncanny how similar they are. It's not just the things he says and the things he does and the way he behaves, but it's the way he dresses, it's the mannerisms. It's almost like the actor for the dad in that film got into character by researching my dad, because it's uncanny how similar it is. That's why I can't watch it without seeing my dad and being somewhat triggered in some ways. But it's a great film though, it really is. And I know I mentioned it a few times. I'll leave a link to it in the description again. If you've not seen it, please do go check it out. It's a brilliant film. Who do you think you're talking to? Think you're a superstar, do you? Think you're a big man? Oh dear, believe me, I've heard something similar on many occasions. Kante bearing down on goal to make it 2, and he is a superstar! He is a superstar! King Kante makes it 2. Plymouth 5 before the break, making it 6 wins in 7 in Europe. We're looking to get back in this ball through. No, Fofana is there. And oh, no. That is a gift. If we throw this away, I'll be fuming. No, that'll do it. We will hold on, and that means that after 6 wins in 7 in the Champions League phase, in match day 8, we can field a total backup side and lose 20-0 to Real Madrid and still finish in the top 8. I mean, I'd rather we didn't, but even so. Reyes did break his toe in the game, though, so he's done for 3 months. Thankfully, Mumba is literally just coming back at the same time, so big bonus to have Barley coming back. But what we really need is a big win in our following game. We'll jump into it. Nottingham Forest coming to Devon, where we're now 12 behind the leaders Liverpool with 16 games to go. I keep on saying there's plenty of time, but blink and before we know it, there'll be very little left. Got to return to winning ways here in the league. Come on, the Pilgrims. Yeah, I mean, there's time. Don't get me wrong, but we're 4 games back, so there's not a lot of it. Kante taking the ball here, and the reason why is because I'm right next to the goal. But you got to go with Fernandes, haven't you? I mean, come on, he's been the go-to guy from free kicks. Already scored 2 in the save, and I fancy him to get his 3rd here. It's Mateus, bends it over the wall and off to the post as Forest get it away. Still 0-0, but yeah, 4 games back. 4 games back, so still time with 16 to play, but we've got to go on a winning run, and we can't afford many more slip-ups now. Hato through the gap finds you. Look at the space here with Forest pushing so many bodies forward. Kante once again. That little move between the two is so effective. And Fernandes smashes in the opener. Got to win this, man. Got to win this. Can't afford many slip-ups now. Jamie Bino Gittins, the ex-Dortmund man, trying to get away from Afaiki, who's done really well there. Robbie taking over the halfway line. Keep going, Mariko. I see you. I see you. And in my team, I say this all the time, you get rewarded for hard work. Afaiki's just showed it in abundance there. Got involved in the build-up for our second. Wonderful finish. Fernandes at the double. And right before the break, Plymouth going 2 goals up. Not a bad response from that 3-0 thrashing at Chelsea. We're on course for our 3rd win in 4. Again, we've got Real Madrid in the week, and I'm going to field a complete backup side for that. We probably will have our first loss in Europe this season, but yeah, I don't mind. I mean, qualifications in the bag, and with the Premier League back on the weekend, well, if we are going to get back in the title race, I need all my starters fit, fresh and raring to go for that. And as things stand, it's going to be, again, 3 wins in 4. And the only way we get back in this title race with Liverpool is putting wins together. Just stack the wins, Doxy boy. King to Prince, Togo to Togo connection. I love it when they link up, and that is going to do it. Plymouth 3, Forest 0. Book it. Another win for the Pilgrims. Yeah, not just a good win, but a brilliant performance as well. And that's what we want to see more of if we are to keep pace with Liverpool. So big win there. Just played the following game. Did it really quickly. It was match day of the Champions League phase. Again, meant nothing to us whether we won, drew or lost. Took on Real Madrid at home, and to be fair, they needed to win, and they did win. I fielded a backup side for the game. Thought I'd lose anyway, and yeah, comfortably beaten 2-0. Mbappe got the first goal. Not quite as nice as his free against Man City last week, but even so. And then Rodrigo got the second as Real Madrid ran out. Comfortable winners for our first loss in Europe this season, but again, didn't matter to us one bit. Has dropped to second, but still do finish in the top 8 to bypass the playoffs, as you'll see the league phase here. Spurs, by the way, were the winners of the league phase. But again, I don't think it matters really at all whether someone wins the league phase or just finishes top 8. I don't think there's any seeding yet, but I know it is something that UEFA have been looking into for future versions. Anyway, let's dive into the following game. Do a couple more today. Heading into this one, Southampton away. Our South Coast rivals at St Mary. Struggling this season, but it's always a good game against them, so should be another good one here as well. You know, Fernandez is going to get some boos, but hopefully Plymouth will leave with the 3 points. Saints away, our following game. Go on, Plymouth. Yeah, you heard it when the announcer was listing the Plymouth lineup. Number 8, Mateus Fernandez. Oh, this game could be so good. It could be so much better, man. Like, seriously. What do you think we need to do to like get me a job with EA Sports? Like, what do you think we need to do to get me on the career mode team? Like, what do you think it would take? Because if I was, like I said, man, I wouldn't rest until we get the game that not only I want, but you deserve as well. One day, you never know. 23 and still 0-0. Taylor, you got to win that. And I must say, he's been a bit stronger since I mocked him. I'm not going to say that's good parenting, but, you know, it's damn effective. As Uwona's onto that, and Uwona, how did he control that? Oh, what a goal! It's a screamer from the Indonesian, but it's all about the first touch. Ball launched forward. It looked like Matoma against Chelsea. Somehow plucks it out of the sky, runs through and finishes from around 17 yards. Absolutely glorious goal. Plymouth have the lead. Taylor, up you get. If you get to Taylor, Harwood Bellis is a former Southampton man as well, of course. He doesn't get as many boos though, because it's kind of like oh, what a save, Agrizabala. It's the manner of how they left. You know, Fernandez departed on losing the Championship playoff final to us, where he also missed a penalty. Harwood Bellis was in the Championship with Southampton when we were a mid-table Premier League side. It's a different way of leaving. That's why the Saints fans don't dislike him as much. But what a save, Julian, as we're still leading by 1. We're looking to close out this first half with the advantage. And as Fernandez is on the ball, oh, you know, he'd love a goal. But instead he's going to get an assist because Kante's through. I'm calling it now. Drop of the shoulder. Finish to the far corner. Plymouth 2 up right before the break. Come on. Well, I said we need to take accountability, stop feeling sorry for ourselves and get back to form. I think it's safe to say on a couple of games today we have shown we are looking like the Plymouth of last season. A big 3 points, 2 wins in our last 3 in the league and 3 in our last 4. We're still quite a way off Liverpool, but we're not giving up the chase. So I've just played through deadline day really quickly, did absolutely nothing as planned. I'm trusting the squad, and why wouldn't I right now as we're getting back to form a little bit. But 14 games to go in the Premier League. We'll do 2 more games today, 2 big ones, starting with this here. Manchester United in Devon, where we're back in the top 4. But we're still 12 points behind Liverpool with 14 games to go. We need some favours from other teams, but as I often say, when that's the case, don't worry about it. Just focus on what you can control, which are your own performances. Going for another big 3 points here in Devon. Come on, the Pilgrims. We'll end on the away day at Carrow Road in our next game. That's a big one, that. So it's what you call a potential banana skin as well, as Kante is onside. Oh, and it feels so sweet to finally get one over Bastoni. I swear the man always stops me, not this time. You can't, there we go. Crew to Jarrell. And now Wood to Hackney. And even our build-ups are looking better than they were when we were struggling. You know, much better. Much better. I don't have any words for that goal, though. Hey, listen, we say it all the time, man. But when you're in bad form, that sort of stuff happens against you. When you're in good form, those little bits of luck seem to go in your favour a lot more often. Got away with that, we'll take it. Can take the double. Plymouth 2 up. That's a ball, that's a ball. Matthias Tell, next Bayern man through the gap. Hinkapie with a brilliant block. This is much better. We were so fragile earlier on this season, but now our defence has really picked up. Really picked up. And it had to. It had to. If we were going to get back in the title race, it had to. And Kante is absolutely murdering that Manchester United back line. A first half hat-trick for the King, where he has made mincemeat out of Bastoni and the boys in the back. Wonderful stuff. I don't know how Kante's grown so quickly this season, by the way, because he's up to 88 overall now. That's incredible. I think he started the season off at 85? Maybe even 84. His growth this year has been wow. But to be fair, it often goes that way for me in career mode. Like, players are really slow with their growth in the earlier years, but then, the kids getting involved for our fourth, they sort of explode once they get to the early to mid-80s. But Logan Matthews on the end of a Tommy Stevens through ball, and we won't be able to develop these two, but if we were to carry on playing this save, let's just say this, our future will be in very safe hands. 4-0 in 53 minutes. This might be our best performance of the season, you know. Oh, that's a little... no. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that and expect to get away with Doxy. Well, that's poor. Really poor. And I know it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. We're going to claim the win anyway. But to throw away a clean sheet like that when you've been in control from the first minute, almost all the way to the last, is always so infuriating. If we are to get back in this title race, those are the mistakes you've got to cut out. Because mistakes are not what Liverpool are making right now. Yep, 13 games to go. The gap is still 12 points. As good as our winning run has been, Arne Slot's side has been even better. And they are not letting this title slip from their hands. All we can do, though, is control the controllables. Yes, we need favours elsewhere, but can't do anything about that. So just got to keep on winning. Our final game today, bottom place Norwich away at Carrow Road. Come on, Pilgrims. It's always a big gamble when you decide to play one more game if you've just had a big win. Because it's like, why not end it there, mate? Like, seriously, great performance, great win, well played. Why not call it a day there on a big high, you know, as opposed to risking losing or slipping up in the final game. Just couldn't slide it through. And again, Norwich, bottom of the table, should be a banker, but these games, man, these games, don't ask me why, but the most difficult to win. Plenty of time still, but not exactly been at the races in this game, to say the very least. But Iwono is off to the races to take his time and smack in the leveller. Plenty of time, 35 to go. I'm sure we'll still win this. Into the final 10 minutes, time running out. There's still, I'd say, at least one or maybe two more chances to get in these closing stages. But if we get it, we have to take it. And this is the man you want taking it. Yes. Don't stop pushing. Don't stop believing. You can still turn it round after a poor start. Trailing at the break. Believe in Carrow Road of all 3 points, and hopefully that's what we'll do for the Premier League season as well. Put ourselves in a hole, but we're turning it around with hard work and back in form. Liverpool, we are not giving up. But I think we'll close it out. So that will do it for today's episode, guys. Big fan of you. If you enjoyed, if you had done, please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I will return in the next one with more big games in the Premier League, aiming to keep pace with Arne Slot's red and desperate for favours elsewhere. Plus, we'll have the Champions League last 16 against whoever it will be as well. As finally the final whistle has just gone, by the way. Come on. Have a great day. Much love. And I'll see you for the next episode very soon.